Hidden deep within a coastal hillside, this home isn't trying to stand out, it simply belongs. From the moment you approach it, the structure seems to fold into the earth, revealing only subtle lines and materials that echo the terrain. This is not a house that demands attention. Instead, it offers calm. Designed to respond to its wild surroundings, the building's presence is quiet but powerful, rooted in restraint and intentional simplicity. In this video, we explore a home that redefines what it means to build with nature, not just on top of it. The architecture doesn't sit on the land, it clings to it. Perched along the edge of a sloping terrain, the house is stretched horizontally, following the contour of the hill rather than cutting through it. From the entry side, only fragments of the structure are visible, allowing the natural rise of the land to dominate the perspective. This conscious decision to embed the building, rather than elevate it, makes the house feel deeply rooted. It becomes a quiet extension of the earth itself, disappearing as you approach, revealing itself only as you move through. The design uses long, parallel stone and concrete walls to frame experience. These heavy, grounded forms serve both a functional and emotional purpose. Structurally, they stabilize the building. Visually, they choreograph the way nature is seen. As you pass through, the walls open and close views, control light, and give rhythm to movement. Like walking through a sequence of curated landscapes, the user is never overwhelmed, always gently guided. Each framed moment becomes a pause, an invitation to appreciate a tree, a stretch of sky, or the distant ocean. Above the solid walls, a generous, overhanging roof hovers, protective yet open. Its deep eaves shield the interiors from harsh sun and rain while extending the living spaces outward. Beneath it, glass walls blur the boundary between inside and out. The roof becomes a unifier, tying spaces together, filtering light, and amplifying the feeling of horizontal openness. It's an architectural gesture that respects climate, embraces passive performance, and softens the transition between domesticity and wilderness. Concrete, local timber, and natural stone form the material palette, each chosen not for visual drama, but for quiet endurance. The walls carry the color of the soil. The wood, left unfinished, will gray with age. There's no polish or ornament here, only integrity. Materials are allowed to weather and tell their story. Their rawness is not neglect, but celebration, an aesthetic that values life over perfection, grounding the home in both time and place. house unfolds slowly. You don't arrive and see everything at once. Movement through the space is layered, threshold after threshold, each revealing more of the environment. From narrow corridors to open terraces, the journey is deliberately paced. Windows aren't just glass but moments of pause. They don't aim for panoramic spectacle but offer precise, poetic glimpses. This choreography makes the experience of living here feel contemplative, encouraging awareness of subtle changes in light, sound, and weather. Inside, the design remains consistent, clean, restrained, and deeply connected to the outdoors. Furnishings are minimal, selected for comfort and function rather than decoration. Timber ceilings and soft textured walls provide warmth, while polished concrete floors maintain a grounded coolness. The atmosphere is one of calm, where every item has a reason to exist. Storage is concealed. Light is celebrated. Distractions are removed. It's an interior that supports stillness, a canvas for the life lived within it. Light is not an afterthought, it is a material. As the sun moves, shadows stretch along the floor, dappling surfaces with fleeting textures. Skylights puncture the ceiling in key places, drawing your eyes upward. Early morning and late afternoon light spill differently into each room, shifting the mood throughout the day. There's an ever-changing dialogue between structure and sky. In the absence of unnecessary artificial lighting, natural light becomes the drama, highlighting the richness of silence. From a distance, this house is almost invisible. The muted tones, low profile, and subdued materials allow it to dissolve into its setting. This isn't camouflage in the decorative sense, it's an ethical choice. The house is not a monument but a response. It avoids dominance. It prefers coexistence. This disappearing act is not about hiding but about humility. It's a lesson in how buildings can subtract instead of add, how architecture can leave room for the land to speak louder. Large sliding panels and operable walls allow the house to breathe. When the weather is kind, the house becomes an open pavilion. Living spaces flow into terraces, and the line between shelter and exposure fades. During storms or wind, the same systems close to provide protection and quiet. This responsive design creates a dynamic relationship with climate, turning weather from a threat into an experience. The architecture doesn't resist nature, it adapts with grace. Rather than serve as a showcase for innovation or wealth, the home is a place of withdrawal, a retreat from noise, both literal and visual. There are no grand gestures. The luxury here is silence, privacy, and connection. Even when occupied, the house feels slow. Life moves differently in its rooms. This quality of stillness is rare in modern construction, and it comes not from high-tech features, but from the restraint of design. It is a house that knows its purpose, to hold life, not upstage it. Without resorting to slogans or greenwashing, the home incorporates passive principles. Its orientation follows the sun. Materials are sourced locally. Openings are positioned for cross-ventilation. The long, narrow footprint reduces earthwork and encourages natural light penetration. Even the planting around the home avoids formality. Native species are used to blend the home into its surroundings, rather than decorate it. Sustainability here is not a separate feature, it is the DNA of the architecture itself. By choosing not to overbuild, not to overdesign, and not to overpolish, the house evokes emotion through restraint. It creates space for presence. It encourages its inhabitants to slow down, to listen, to notice. In a world obsessed with more, this is a home about less, and in that less, it offers something profound: freedom. The freedom to be without distraction. The freedom to rest without pretense. It reminds us that true richness is found in the quiet details. The success of this design lies not in its form alone, but in its attitude. It begins with the land, not just as a backdrop, but as a partner. Every decision, from scale to material to siting, is made in response to what already exists. This mindset challenges typical development, which often starts with the ego of the structure. Here, the land sets the rules, and the house follows. It's a humility-driven process that yields beauty not from invention, but from deep listening. This home is less about architecture and more about respect for the land, for climate, and for the human need for stillness. It doesn't scream innovation. It doesn't chase trends. It simply exists, quietly, with purpose. And perhaps that's the most powerful thing a house can do, to remind us of our place in the world, to reconnect us to what matters, and to make us feel, without saying too much. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, stay grounded, stay inspired only on Gubuk Design.